Bexar County voter registration growth is among the highest in the state. San Antonio's fire union emulates Houston's rogue path. And the CEO who promoted an East Side revival resigns. This is your Express Briefing podcast for Friday, September 28th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. In a jump of 1.6 million since the last time Texas held a midterm election in 2014, Lone Star State voter rolls have grown to a new record of 15.6 million people, including a nearly 400,000 person increase since just March of this year. And there's still more than a week to go before the October 9th deadline to register for the November 6th election. Since March, Bexar and the other top 4 largest counties all saw their voter registrations grow about 2.4% on average, with Bexar County seeing the largest increase, 2.7%, reaching more than 1,090,000 registered voters. Yet a Bexar County elections official reports while the numbers represent healthy growth, they're not necessarily out of the ordinary, and in fact are consistent with what the office sees in a midterm or presidential election. The surge of registered voters comes as Texas watches the hottest U.S. Senate race in the country between U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and Democratic Congressman Beto O'Rourke, as well as a half-dozen close congressional races that could determine control of the U.S. House of Representatives. To register to vote, Texas residents can fill out an application online or contact their county election administrator's office. If you ever want to predict what the San Antonio Professional Firefighters Association might do tomorrow, take a look at what the Houston Professional Firefighters Association did yesterday. San Antonio Express News columnist Gilbert Garcia writes that last year, when the Houston Union decided to gather signatures for a ballot proposition granting firefighters pay parity with police officers, the union hired Texas Petition Strategies to do the job. And early this year, when SAPFA launched a charter amendment drive, they followed Houston's path and hired the same company. Both the Houston and the San Antonio unions have been without contracts for 4 years and therefore haven't seen any pay increases in that time. But both have also declined to follow the examples of police unions in their respective cities, which reluctantly accepted some reductions in their benefits packages in exchange for pay raises, with the fire unions both fighting legal battles just to get their ballot propositions on the ballot in November. And both unions won those battles. But both fire unions also face adamant opposition from the business communities in their cities, who worry their ballot propositions will destabilize local economies. Garcia says the two unions are motivated by a shared resentment over pay gaps that have developed between police officers and firefighters in their cities, with the Houston Fire Union addressing their resentment directly, with a proposition requiring firefighters and police officers receive equal pay for corresponding rank and seniority, while SAPFA is taking a more oblique approach, with a trio of propositions designed to weaken the city government and shift leverage to the union. And Jackie Gorman has resigned as CEO of San Antonio for Growth on the East Side, ending an 8-year tenure where she expanded the nonprofit to become a major force in the revival of the East Side. Sage's board is searching now for a new CEO and hopes to have one in place by December, with their director of operations, Akeem Brown, serving as an interim CEO. The East Side has seen a surge of new development in recent years, especially in the neighborhoods of Dignowity Hill and Denver Heights close to downtown. And during Gorman's tenure, part of the East Side was designated a promise zone, clearing the way for it to receive federal grants. Robert Melvin, the nonprofit's board chairman, reports Jackie Gorman is leaving Sage in good standing and just thought it was time to move on. And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Friday, September 28th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts.